part 2 on the Bill Lee exploits. Now, this is not the first time or the second time we've had an issue with Bill Lee and his fucking bullshit Nazi-style fucking cop bumper sticker gang. And that's what they do. They got these stickers that say, Memphis Police Department, no trespassing, that like you want to sit on a step on the corner and wait for a bus or roll a cigarette or whatever the fuck, you know? So, now, you know, I'm working on things and I'm bracing my judge. His name is Arthur, Waverly D. Crenshaw. Waverly D. Crenshaw. Well, I start doing some checking. I learn about Arthur Crenshaw and how he was a constable when he got caught, got killed, and then I find another Arthur Crenshaw that does this thing called Red Roses, a movie or whatever, and I show him, I'm like, I've heard of Arthur Crenshaw, a couple Arthur Crenshaws, but I don't really know who you are, and I'm doing this stuff pro se, and you're supposed to provide me with 2 judges. But this guy's been keeping me pretty much hostage by himself the whole time. He refuses to acknowledge that anyone else can help with the case or do anything, and yet he still hasn't pushed him to settle, and I still haven't got any fucking arrest out of this or anything prosecutable because he's one of them. So, now it's to the point where I bring up this guy's name, I get off work, you know, and I go over there by Music City, and I walk across the street because every once in a while I'll check out a couple people and see if they need some food and stuff, you know, when I have the card, and I help them out. And this guy punches me out of the fucking nose from remember, fucker shatters my nose. I don't know this guy. It's Arthur Crenshaw. You know, the roses are red guy. Same name as my judge. So I'm like, dude, if you weren't fucking a Crenshaw, I would fuck you up. So I go over there and sit down. Within like 30 seconds, the cops pull up. I'm like, look, I did not call for no backup. I didn't have a problem. I'm utilizing my Second Amendment rights. You have no right to infringe on what I'm doing. As soon as my nose fucking stops bleeding, I am cool. You know, I got my little pint. I got my little fucking bag of weed from the vendors. I don't want nothing from nobody. Nobody. They decided to take me to jail on out of state that they had just took me to jail for 2 months later and knew that they were going to expedite out of Kentucky. And that was a warrant for trying to save Mental Calm when they set me up for a fucking burglary. Okay? So they don't want to expedite because they don't want this case to go public. And we know this, but they held me anyway for 45 days with no charges. And the whole time I'm there demanding, bananaing my $12,000 a day for wrongful arrest, wrongful incarceration, malicious intent, and brutality, right? And that's what it stacks to. It starts out at 4, but they can run up to 12. And I don't want to be let out. I want my money on release because the last time they did this, and this was part 1, they didn't give me shit. And they don't plan on doing shit till I'm fucking dead because he's a fucking homicidal nutcase that's trying to get himself fucking killed. So where we're at with it now is, I'm still waiting to settle and I'm poor walking the fucking streets. Because these motherfuckers want to brutalize people and they don't want to do shit for nobody. So now we got 3 wrongful apprehensions and no fucking money and a piece of shit judge. And I'm going to leave it right there. We'll see where part 3 heads next. But presently I'm dealing with Bill Lee's sister. We used to do Thanksgiving together. And we're going to go ahead and try to get him committed for a while and get this guy some help. Because anyone that would run this continually and think that everyone is ignorant or they can get away with it, you know, especially with an assistant prosecutor from the International Criminal Courts, like you could call the NAG right now and ask him, they'll tell you that I'm an assistant prosecutor. And you're really going to try to run this shit on the prosecutor for the genocide case from the Wuhan 2020 labs fucking genocide? Just because what? Trump thought it was a good idea to try to get elected with it? Fuck you! Part 3 next.